up, YouTube? Welcome to More Trades. We got Bitcoin over here. Had a nice move today, but we better be careful with these kind of moves and pumps. They don't always play out. I'll just lower the music a bit. We are at resistance 1946. We are above resistance, so when we're above resistance it's kind of support, but we are stalling there. We are forming a bull flag formation. So that could be something of significance, that it is a level, but in my opinion, I would have loved it to hit 19.5. It went as high as 19.489. I thought this was going to be the high, but you see, we always get these wicks and these moves up, so you need to be careful of your entry. If you were to enter now, not financial advice, but if you were to enter now, I would, if I was to enter, I would enter with a tight stop loss. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe and click the notifications, because I post daily updates, sometimes more than once in one day. And if you have any requests for any coins or tokens you want to see, just let me know. Okay, so this is Bitcoin on the 15 minutes. I will just switch off the indicator and go to the hourly. This is the hourly. We've broken our structure to the upside, so generally that would look like a good long. I'm not gonna enter a long now because I don't really trust this move. It was so fast, really quick, and usually they get retraced. So like the altcoins, yesterday some altcoins really went up very fast, like RSR, and they look like a good short. Anyways, so if we are to continue higher, I would expect Bitcoin could even go to 20,172.7. But I have some levels of resistance before that. We have one at 19,526, 19,527. We also have another level at 19,692. I have it marked out in this other chart, which is a significant level. We break out of it. We usually break with strength. If we don't have strength, then it's not easy to break out of it. The breakouts are usually with volume from some support and resistance. You can see over here, we had high volume over here. Okay, volume diminished, but it started impulsively. So going back to that chart, let's look at how likely are we to move up, how likely are we to move down. We are having this pump out here. Let's take a fib retracement after this dump. Oh yeah, we have this level 20,337, our value area high. We are bouncing off the point of control, so we could target even that, but we have other levels to consider. Now, fib, if we say these down moves are impulsive, and we start over here at 25k, when we hit the 25k mark, we came down, you could say, in a 1, a 2, a very small 3, 4, and 5, and this could be considered as a wave 1 of the 5th wave going down, I believe. And this was a retrace of a wave 2. The wave 2 retraced approximately to the 618, which is reasonable for wave 2. Wave 2 was over at 25k, if we say that. Then we're coming down for wave 3. Wave 3 is also a 5-wave move, so we'll have This was the beginning of the first wave move down. It was big, came and ended over here. We could even say it ended over here. And the wave 2 so far hasn't gone as high as 0.5. It went up to 0.382, which is a very shallow 2 wave. If it went to 20,542, it would have been more acceptable. Okay, however, if that was the wave 2, down here, wave 1 ended. Wave 2 started over here. We had an A, B. Well, we had an A, 3 waves up. Then somehow we had this B, which is like an expanded flat, I believe they call it, where the B breaks lower than the A. So A, B, and we say we got a C wave over here. And that was it for the move up, the second wave. Now the third wave is starting. The third wave started very impulsively here, but this is a 3 wave move. This is on the 1 hour. You have a 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, it's a 5 wave move, but this 5th wave is truncated. It did not go lower. If we say, okay, that's a third wave. Now we're in the third wave. This is the first wave of the third. This is a second wave of the third up. So let's pull a fib to see how far did we retrace from the top of the wave 1 to the bottom. Our second wave went as high as 0.786 or almost 0.9 fib. Still acceptable. It can come as close as the height of the 1 wave, but it can't cross it. Now, how far will the third wave go? You take it from up here to the bottom of 1, and we go back up to the height of 2. Our third wave can come as low as the 1-to-1 extension, or even more. It could come at least to 18.2. Because wave 3 is never the shortest. So this is the length of 1, the length of 2. So wave 3 should be, yeah, I think it should. If wave 3 is very short, we might have a long 5. If wave 3 is long, then we might not have as long of a 5th wave. Okay, now we know that our wave 3 can come down to here, 18,260 at least. If it wants to, it can come as low as 17,079.9, the 1.618 retracement. Now this is a wave 3. We started with a 1 coming down. I said this is a third wave starting, so we had a 1, 2, we should have a 3, 4, 5 to complete the third wave. So we had a 1, 2, 3. 3 is not finished. Now let's see how much did 2 bounce. Our wave 2 bounced to the 0.786, that's fine. I think I checked that. Why am I checking it again? Now let's take the trend-based fib to find out. Over here, the fib retracement from here to the low. Now this was a 1 for this wave, for the third wave, lower degree 1. And our 2 went up to the 0.382, which I find very shallow. We were close to the 0.5, but we haven't gone there. As I said, if it goes to 19,540, that would be good. It would go to the 0.5, more reasonable length of a wave 2. Now, if we say now we're going down, so this was the 1 to the end of 1, and we say the 2 was finished over here, our third wave can come as low as 18,65457, and then that will give us a 4 bounce and 5 to the possible 18,200 or 17,079, which I pointed out earlier. Because I'm dissecting the waves, I'm chopping them off. Now, over here, looking at the MACD, we still have room to move to the upside. On the stochastic, we're stalling at the highs, and we're below 19,406. So I think I'll try and place a small trade over here. Stop loss above 19,000 and above this high. Slightly lower. I'll say stop loss at 19,407, just above my 406 resistance. And let me look at that. We have the 5 and the 13 about to curl down. That is one, but it might not work out. We might still have another pump. As I said, I would prefer to go to 19.5 or in the macro to 20,500. It looks like we have more upside. Okay, the Dow Jones has pulled back slightly. I can see from the points today. Yeah, we pulled back a bit. The DXY is tanking today. Let's see, can the DXY reclaim the 111.825 and continue up to its last week high to the 115? If it does that, that would be very bearish for Bitcoin. If it goes down, DXY next significant support for me is the 109.273. That will be the next significant support. Of course, we can have other supports in the way, but that is the next significant one. If DXY decides to turn back now and start bouncing up, then our next point of resistance above this would go to, let's look at the hourly. Our next resistance is this sell-off point, 113.791 for the DXY. But the way it looks, the way the market looks, I feel the DXY might have more downside and the markets may have more upside for the week. At the moment, I'm not really trusting this entry. I didn't really like it. At the moment, it's in green. I think a higher probable entry, as I always say, you wait for this. I usually wait for the stochastic to cross down, MACD to start rolling over, to cross down, and these two EMAs to cross down. And even a higher probable trade is you wait till it crosses the 50 EMA, 513, cross the 50 and start expanding. Like we had here, 5 and 13, crossed the 50 and started expanding. You can see them expanding away. And over here, even more expansion. Or you can enter after the drop below the 50, a retrace, continuation down. We are in sort of a bullish setup. You could scalp short. We are in a bullish setup in the sense that we are going for a retrace and probably a continuation. Bitcoin could come to the 19,237 and just retrace the 50 EMA and continue higher, or even retrace this trend line that goes back up to these 69k highs. Look at that. This trend line, I guess if you watch other YouTubers, they might have it differently. Depends how everyone draws it. I have the wicks on, the wicks, and we wicked before above it on a daily. As you can see, we haven't been able to close a daily. We wicked above it, A daily candle hasn't been closed above it. Will we be able to close or even open and close a candle above it by tomorrow? That's interesting to see. If we do, then it's going to be major support, as it was resistance since November 2021. In a sense, a resistance of a trend line coming down. See how it's moving? Bitcoin is very treacherous, moving down slowly and pulling back, enticing traders to want to go short. Then it pulls back again, and it keeps on doing that. Now I want to go to Ethereum. Let's look at Ethereum. DXY, Ethereum. Ethereum obviously is doing the same thing. Let's go to the 1 minute and see how does it look for Ethereum. On the indicator, you see we have a lot of vector candles appearing at the highs, and it's not going anywhere. We crossed it on the 1 minute. The 5 and 13 crossed the 50. We could be coming down to retest this high as support around 1309. It's not too far away. And continue higher. And on the larger time frame, it will just look like just a retrace to the 50, 1300, and continue higher to our next level of resistance, 1406.33, 1406. And we see what happens there. But Ethereum is moving differently than Bitcoin. Ethereum is showing more bullish than Bitcoin. Bitcoin is sort of more bearish. Let's switch off that and let's look at Ethereum. Let's see if we have any sell signal on Ethereum, just to compare Bitcoin with Ethereum. See, on Ethereum, on the 4 hourly, we didn't get a sell signal. Whilst on Bitcoin, we got a sell signal over here, which was yesterday, and we're kind of rolling down now. But you can see the sell signal came and then Bitcoin pumped. I used to find this very reliable on the 4-hourly, but for some reason I'm not finding it as reliable as it used to be. Because you see we have a short, which is, we get a pump, then short. I mean, it's a small move. It was more, when it's in a trend, it gives you a very strong move. Over here we had a long, okay, this was okay. A short over here at the bottom, that was terrible. You got a bit of movement from this candle close. You would enter at the open of this candle, you'd be taken to the high, possibly to the low, liquidated. But when you have a trend, sometimes it calls it very nicely and you get a big move. So on Ethereum, we didn't get that sell signal telling me Ethereum is slightly more bullish than Bitcoin and we have more upside to go. But looking at Ethereum, MACD is about to cross, same as Bitcoin. Bitcoin is moving faster, so Ethereum might be crossing. Let me remind you of our support levels that we haven't looked at in a while because we were way above them. We have a support at 999, or you could call it 1000. This is a support at 1276. We bounced off nicely. Look at that. Look at that. We just wicked below it, and we've been doing it for so long. From the 22nd of September. And if you go further back, you'll see the same probably. We have 994, which some people call it 1000. And next level is 912 or 911. And if we go lower, we have the 712. That's for ETH. ETH is showing more strength than Bitcoin. In the end of the day, they all move more or less the same, but some are leading, some are lagging. Bitcoin over here is trying to go up and recover the spread candle. So looking at that, I'll just move my stops so I don't get stopped out. I mean, it's supposed to be a quick scalp. If we start tanking down, we're below the 5 EMA on Bitcoin. But it's very easy for Bitcoin to just go up, tag this, and yeah, it's not so far away. The move is very slow. We had this move yesterday, look. When you have a spike up and you stall, it's different than when you have a spike up and you start crawling down slowly. When you have a spike up and you stall, I'll show you an example of that, then you know that most probably we're going to have a move down here. You can look at this from here. We had a spike up, we stalled. Okay, over here, spike up, a quick move down, and we started consolidating, came down. When you have a spike up and you consolidate, or spike down and then consolidate, you'll have the reversal happening soon. It's like the market's cooling off. It's not 100%, but a lot of times you move up, topping M formation, then you have the move. Now it looks like you were going to form a bull. You formed a bull flag, you went up, formed another formation like a bull flag, slightly went up, then you tanked. Over here, it looks like we might have the same thing. Push up, down, slight push up. If we have a rounding formation, then a slight push up, possibly test the 9,527 if it can't break it. If it breaks, then we're going to the 19,700 range. And if we break that, then 20,200 to 20,400 range. And that will put us at our value area high where we got rejected strongly. Once we sold off from it, retest, broken down. Over here, you can see the green candles showing there's a lot of exchange of volume over here, and we pumped back up strongly. So yeah, we have our point of control at 19,100 is our point of control at the moment. On the 15 minutes, looks like we're coming to tag this resistance line and possibly get above it, and I will get stopped out in my trade. But if it doesn't, then I'll be doing good. Now let's go down. I want to check RSR. RSR did a nice move yesterday. Expected a nice recovery of liquidity, but it didn't continue high. Look at that on the 4-hourly. Sorry, we have this wick on this candle. You can't see it. There you go. I was expecting to come and tag this where we have a lot of sell orders over here. This is the range, but we haven't made it. It's been going lower and lower. So let's see, when will it come back to this wick? I'll be right back. Give me a second. All right, I'm back. So overall, I'm looking for lower prices in the market. That's the big picture. But at the moment, I am sensing a pump that could be going on this week. We could have a pump from Bitcoin, and that will move the whole market up. This is RSR. GBP USD has been recovering naturally because the DXY US dollar is dumping today, and other currencies are getting a field day. They're pumping, recovering. This was very bad for the British pound. It went down almost to parity, 1-to-1. Euro is also not doing that good, but today I think it's recovering. Chile's is below support. So if you look at Chile's, 0.225, 0.2246 or 0.225, around that region is support. We've broken down support, so a retest of this, and if it's unable, it could be going down to, this is the bigger picture, 0.187, but you would see that we broke it before. When we lost it, whenever we lost it, like if you look at this was just last month in August, I mean the month before, we got resistance at 0.2652, came down to that 0.2246, tried to hold. When we lost it, we came all the way down to 0.1775. So it's possible for Chile's, if it has this break, now it had this break, and we could have a retest like here, several retests until we go down. So it could pump up, test this, possibly open hourly candles or even close some hourly candles, but not going anywhere, nowhere, like it's stalling at the range for several hours. You could see over here, we're just stalling, and we broke down. This could be happening again at Chile's. If it back tests support, then that will be resistance. Strong support becomes strong resistance. Other than Chile's, let's look at the euro. The euro is trying to make it up to the 1-to-1 or even higher, euro USD. But yeah, it's making a slight recovery. Next zone of interest, obviously for the euro, is a 1-to-1. We are at previous support, turned into resistance, so it will struggle for a while. It might break out. Filecoin, same thing as Chile's, only difference, Filecoin is backtesting support as resistance, like Bitcoin is. Bitcoin is trying to do, but if you look at Filecoin, this is on the hourly. This was big resistance. Of course, we went up, but we came below. Big resistance. Again, resistance. Broke out, fell down again. Broke out, tested a support, double bottomed, and we went higher. We blasted off, tested again, blasted off. So it's a strong level. And this was another level, 5.68, but we broke under, back tested, and it was sayonara. We tried to claim support here, and we double bottomed over here, and we're going up to test it as resistance. And if we lose that, if we're able to reclaim that, then it will come to 5.68. And next value zones over here are the 9.1, but we haven't been there for a long time. Last time we were there was around 8th August, 6th to 8th August. We are below the value area low for Filecoin. I need to plot a new fixed range. Let me just pull that up. Fixed range volume profile. Let's take it for this range. Okay, our point of control for the previous one and this one are the same, but we have our value area low where we're bouncing off or bounced off from, and we might be coming to our POC 5.7 around that region. I showed you the resistance, or if we break that, then we're coming for value area high 5.81. So just keep an eye on Filecoin. It is below resistance, trying to go up. This is on the 1 hour. Let's look at the 15-minute. Looks like we're messing around, but it is a POC, so you would expect it to be bouncing around. Oh, sorry, it's not a POC, but you would expect it to be bouncing around at support resistance if it didn't get strong rejection. The VIX is going down, so it's a good day for the market. The VIX is a volatility index for the S&P 500. When the VIX is going up, essentially when the VIX is high, then prices of stocks and all around are low. When the VIX is low, then stocks and this are moving up and it's looking good. So the VIX had a slight pullback. I told you we're going for this, and we went to it on the 27th September. It's just the mid of this channel that the VIX is traveling in. If the VIX, like it looks like slightly got rejected, it didn't even tag it, but it might go up for one more push and we might have a move down in the market. But if for the rest of the week, watch the VIX. If the VIX is moving down, then most likely your markets are moving up. One thing, stocks are looking green. Apple, the QQQ, Facebook is making a recovery. It had a tanking last week, or is that Meta? Meta had a tank. Meta tanked last week. Apple. Dogecoin. I don't really follow Doge or trade Doge, so I'm not aware. I don't really look at the levels unless someone requests. Solana, look at that. I missed that trade, but probably still has time. Value of level of resistance 13.93. We went as high as almost 33.13, another level of resistance. And if we get rejected over there, then we're coming down again to 32.23. Next level to the low that I have for Solana is around $25. So just be aware, Solana has just been ranging along this support resistance horizontal line, and we are at a point of control. So that's a confluence or a good point to consider short if you tag it again. Let's look at it this way. What is the retracement? Probably a 0.382 retracement from the high to the low. Yeah, exceeded the 0.32, but right around there. That's a retracement for a correction if we have a wave 4 possibly, or even sometimes I think you could have a very shallow wave 2, but that's a very shallow. I haven't seen wave 2s those shallow, but yeah. Let's look at Ethereum again. Ethereum, let's pull a fixed range volume profile and see what do we have over here. We are at the POC, it looks like it, just by looking at the chart. See exactly at the POC. So Solana and Ethereum hitting POC, getting rejected there. Solana and Ethereum, Bitcoin, if I take a smaller fixed range volume just for this range, I could be at the POC also. Just look at it like that. Now we're above the POC for this range. Okay, so Ethereum rejected at a POC that goes back to 19 September, and if it comes down, then it has support at the value area low. But I would like Ethereum for this wave to retrace between 0.5 and 0.618. Oh, I pulled it and it's at the 0.5. Why is it different at the moment? Earlier it wasn't. Wait, we're going for that. Yeah, we're above the 0.5. We could be coming to the 0.618 in Ethereum, and then we could get rejected or continue if we need to claim level by level. So yeah, eventually 104.6 is a level of resistance as well. My macro picture for the market is for more downside, but I see a possible pump today. Just looking at I believe we had some divergences on the 4-hourly or the daily. Let's pull up the RSI. And let me change my chart to line chart because it makes it easier. Chart settings. Actually, it's over here. Line chart. There you go. Okay, let's look at let's start with the daily. The daily and the RSI. We had a low, higher low, higher low. What about our highs? Our highs. Over here we had bullish divergence. We had a low over here in the price action and lower low. So this was on the 6th of September. This is way back. Okay, so we had, and it could be played out and that's it. We're done with it. It's not going to play out forever. Over here, then we had this, sorry, over here, then we had this climb up. But it's in a high time frame, so you can't deny that it is significant. Any bearish or hidden bearish divergences on the daily low. We had a high over here. And then on the RSI, we had, so essentially, now looking at this is on the daily, what's playing out now, or what played out on 29th of September, and we moved a bit down. We had a lower high and a higher high on RSI, and that caused hidden bearish divergence. Hidden bearish divergence is a continuation of the trend, and our trend is down. The trend is your friend. And if we go to the 4-hourly, let's go to smaller time frames and see where are we headed. The 4-hourly, we had a low over here and a higher low, same thing, nothing big, nothing. I can't find any bearish or bullish dip at the moment, unless if I take something from back here and say okay, but I won't. The hourly we had a low over here and a lower low on price action, but we had a low and a higher low on the RSI, and that is hidden, that is bullish divergence. So we got this pump. This was on the hourly, but now at the moment on the hourly, do we have anything to reverse that or to show us continuation? We are possibly forming, yeah, we don't have any other divergences on the hourly. So last divergence was bullish on the daily and on the 4 hourly, and we had the move up. Is it done over? We don't know, but I like to look at the charts on smaller time frames. 15-minute, what is the EMAs doing? The EMAs were trying to cross down. The 5 and 13 were trying to cross down, as you see over here, but the stabilizing, we're not sure what will happen. Stochastic is rolling down, but we're still holding, so it's bullish. MACD isn't crossing yet. If I move to the 1 minute to see, is the 1 minute stalling? On the 1 minute, we lost the 50 EMA. On the 5 minute, so why I look at these time frames, not on the 3 minute and 5 minutes, we haven't lost the 50. So if you haven't lost the 50 on the 5 and the 3, then you're still okay. Once you lose the 50 on the 1 minute and then on the 3 minutes, then the 5, and it translates to higher time frames gradually. That's how I look at it. So I go to the 1 minute and see, have we lost the 50? Yeah. Are we reclaiming it or rejecting? We look like we're trying to reclaim the 50 EMA. So I know that, okay, there is a possibility of rejection here, continuation to the downside, and that will be putting more confirmation to my trade. As you can see, we broken structure on the 1 minute, not significant. 15 minutes, we haven't broken this bullish structure. We need to get below the 19,100 to say we're breaking structure on the smaller time frame to the downside. Okay, I'm not happy on keeping this for long. Well, we'll just see how it plays out, because the moves are consolidating. In my opinion, once we exceed the 1-to-1, as in the flag goes longer than the bar, then it's not a bull flag, but we could pump, because the flag shouldn't exceed the length of the bar, in my opinion, for a good bull flag. But we still get pumps. It could still happen. Could be named something else. It looks like we're having an inverse cup, or we're gonna double top. If we don't, then we might come up, form a cup and a handle, and we blast off. It's also possible. All right, that's my update on Bitcoin. Hope you liked the stream. If you did, hit the likes, and that's very helpful for the channel. More trades, I'm out.